that Tarkhan is located in the west in one of the three cities, and the enemy force was in the north in Novgorod, so the road to the north via the A67 was still closed for me. Therefore, I decided to try my luck in the west and find a Tarkhan. Gathered my ships. On the way, I decided to look for the hidden city, since the place looked deserted. In such places you can find objects not marked on the map. The radar showed several suspicious areas, and I marked them on the map to check. It was 4 p.m. Visibility should be good. In the direction of the markers on the map, I sent a reconnaissance ship.
Разочарован. Приступаю к выполнению задачи. Прием. Понял вас, первый. Удачи.
And although the clouds partially hid the surface, it quickly became clear that there was nothing man-made here. The radar showed only rocks. By the time the scouts had returned with nothing. Continuing to the northwest, I managed to intercept the enemy signal. The radiogram said that the ship was moving from the A68 to A79, heading south. In addition, they have a fairly accurate bearing. The radiogram said that the ship was going empty without cargo, from which I concluded that this was a transport. If an empty transport is valuable loot since she was moving in my direction, I decided to intercept her. I formed a group of fast ships, added a small tanker, and just in case a small air defense ship, and sent them to try the Wagner transport.
Разочарован. Выполнение задачи закончил. Вернулся.
The problem was that there was an enemy aircraft carrier group in the A75, too close to the point of interception. After the transport will have raised the alarm, the aircraft carrier will send planes, and it's not known how it would have ended. That is, I could successfully intercept the convoy, but I would simply be bombed after that. Therefore, I decided to play it safe, and before taking the transport, thus destroy the aircraft carrier. Since I had already allocated ships from the squadron to attack the convoy, I had literally no vessels left to strike the aircraft carrier. The upcoming battle might be beyond my strength. A little later, the transport appeared. be a problem. Therefore, I loaded expensive armor-piercing rounds into my ships to improve my chances. The first couple of approaches gave nothing. The armor-piercing shells were unable to reach the Nimrod's vulnerable spots. Lucky. The ammunition detonated and one of the Nimrods was destroyed. It is too expensive to fight the rest of the ships with the armor-piercing shells, and I switched to the cheap high explosives. To destroy most of the wing. The aircraft carrier was left alone, and its destruction is only a matter of time.
On the first try I damaged the Amarok, and on the second I destroyed the Corvette.
And this time I'm very lucky because among the wreckage I found documents which helped me to pinpoint the position of the Tarkhan. Before that I knew that he was in one of three cities, and the siege of all three cities is not such an easy thing. Now I knew that the Tarkhan was in the northwest, and it was easy to guess that it was a Shivran. In the north, the strike force Donbass has most likely already shifted to the south. And the strike force Ocean most likely moved to the Ganymesh, closer to us, because we made a lot of noise and our position is well known to the enemy. We need to get to Shivran to meet with the Tarkhan. For this, I detach fast ships, connect them to my tanker, and we'll go to farther west. This will allow me to meet with the Tarkhan before the group Ocean arrives.
Пассажирам, приступаю к выполнению задачи. Прием. Понял вас, первый. Куда выполнение задачи закончил? Вернуться в ордер.
On the way, I intercept another radio message. The radiogram reports that the group Ocean is only an hour from the Ganymesh, as I expected. However, I confused everything and thought that the strike force, on the contrary, was going to Urgut. My ships are reaching Shivran, and here a serious battle awaits me. First of all, there are a lot of opponents, and secondly, my lightnings are very poorly suited to oppose armored targets. And in this battle, all my hope is for special ammunition. My main trump card has AP rounds. They should give me a chance against Nimrods and Paladin, and also has Endeavor shells, which will facilitate the fight against the rest of the ships. And I need to predict which ships will need which ammunition. I start fight with the secondary rounds, and my task is to set unprotected enemy ships on fire as quickly as possible. Luck smiles at me and two enemy ships are going down immediately. I'm trying to set the Paladin on fire, but this can only be done from above, where he is not covered by armor. Unfortunately, the missiles hit my ships, and I need to get out of the battle as soon as possible. Yet I managed to set the Paladin on fire. She's armed with simple high explosive rounds, and her task is to destroy several weak ships My main trump card enters the battle, a ship armed with armor-piercing rounds. Unfortunately, neither the first nor the second round gives any result. I'm losing both engines and I'm already sure that everything is gone. I have no other armor-piercing ship. When this finally happens, the armor-piercing rounds reach their target. And then one more time. Now the enemy has only one Nimrod left. My last lightning, armed with simple high explosive rounds, come into play. She must destroy Nimrod, or otherwise all the efforts of her predecessor will be in vain. Nimrod is damaged from above and I'm trying to get on top of him. He seems to feel it and press again the edge of the screen. From below, they continue to fire missiles at me, but lightning has enough of dexterity to dodge. And at this moment, Nimrod loses the engines on the starboard side and loses control. Victory. So, we land our ships in the city and I can already see that in one of the docks there is a Tarkhan ship which we are looking for.
метров, всем приготовиться.
Есть касание.
Все. Всех благодарю за работу.
This is a large ship. I have a free air, almost a light cruiser. Shuja-e-Sani. Turned out to be a believer, and this is a very good start. There are only 3 points left to score. I have a gift dagger, but I may not need it. After all, I have 5 more rounds ahead, and I only need to score 3 points. In fact, I should have talked about the need for a war with the Hiva. Since Tarkhan is obviously a military man, he would have liked it. Anyway, I have only 1 point left, and of course, talking about a great future for Herod, a win-win, since judging by the name, Tarkhan is LM. He had not heard anything about other Tarkhans, so there was no one around. I got new Tarkhan, a new ship, a little gold, and besides the city gives us intelligence. And now I'm already sure that the enemy is in Ganymesh, right next to us. I also learned about another transport leaving from the A68 to the north, but it's too dangerous to intercept it now, the enemy is too close. And now the main question is what to do next. We got a Tarkhan, and nothing keeps us here anymore. We can go east and bypass the enemy strike force, or we can try to attack it. The fact is that the group ocean is now alone. In my squadron, on the contrary, is in excellent shape. I can fight the strike force, take Ganymesh, and then path to the north will be open for me. So I decided to do it. So I raised my squadrons to join them and give the battle to the ocean. However, it's turning out that the enemy is slightly ahead of me. Electronic intelligence is reporting a radar signal from the squadron approaching me. My squadrons have not yet joined, and I'm not yet ready to fight, so I'm sending the ship north to reconnoiter the signal to determine enemy's positions more accurately. The enemy is close and my ships are dangerously low on fuel. I'm beginning to understand that they will not have time to join with the main forces. So I decided to land the ships to prevent the enemy from detecting them with the radar. I can now triangulate the enemy signal. A link gives me a very approximate direction. Therefore, the enemy position is very inaccurate. It's here somewhere, but it's not enough to fire. So the enemy is already very close, and I still haven't joined my ships. I hope to detect them with optical systems, but it looks like they're still over the horizon. And then the radiogram comes over an open channel. The enemy informs all the ships that they have found an unidentified ship with a bearing of 130. Having roughly estimated the bearing, it's easy to guess that the enemy has spotted my flagship group, which is now in the air. And at that moment I noticed that the group sitting on the ground detected the infrared target using its optical systems. This gives us an accurate bearing to the enemy, 325. And this gives us a reliable fire solution. We can fire missiles. I will use anti-ship cruise missiles with nuclear warheads. My adjutant is protesting. The use of nuclear weapons is a serious decision. Missile away. And at the same moment, my ship noticed another infrared target. And I should have guessed at the moment that the enemy also fired at me, so I need to maneuver. didn't guess. Also, it was clearly visible how the new target quickly passes by my ships on the ground and moves toward the flagship. A moment later, a missile appears on the radar screen. Fortunately, my flagship is guarded by the area air defense ship, and I can shoot down a missile flying at me from afar. A second missile appears. The enemy fired in a volley. I hope I can dodge it. Unfortunately, I started the maneuver too late, and I fall into the corner of the missile radar. Therefore, I will have to spend another missile to save the flagship. At the same time, my missile reached the enemy. The explosion took place in the immediate vicinity of the enemy ships. And I can be sure that the Strike Force solution is now very seriously damaged. I fired a second missile, no longer too afraid of the enemy return fire. Most likely he is now trying to escape. The enemy appeared on my radar at the moment when the second missile hits him. And that's all. There are no more marks on the radar. Electronic intelligence is silent. No signals.